Blaccanese on Rapping and Juvenile, where he met Nas, Blixky, and OMB Jaydee, Death of Lottie Part 4.
The VIP members watching this full interview on day one. If you're not a
Tomorrow.
VIP and you waited a full year to watch, hit the join button right next to the subscribe button and become a member for just $2.99 a month. And if you haven't subscribed, you already know what to do. Enjoy the interview. Talk about when the idea of music starts to dawn on you, like when you like, yo, you know what, let's try this shit.
I was like 7 years old.
Yeah.
Damn. My uncle and shit.
I know what you mean.
Nigga found, I guess he was in my room and shit. So I ain't gonna lie, I was wild. Like my shit used to be fucked up.
What, the ROMs?
Nah, my room.
Okay.
Get toys, games and shit, mad shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Fucking, he found my book and shit. It was just mad nursery rhymes though, like mad funny shit, but it wrong, gangster. And they were like, yo, shit fake for me, but keep it going, like for me, get your vocabulary right. For me. Nigga gave me a dictionary and shit. And then it was like just from there, I just kept going. SoundCloud, this was at the time where you could record on SoundCloud from your phone.
I didn't even know you could do that, bro.
Hell yeah, you could
record
from SoundCloud on your phone and shit. That's what I was doing.
Okay.
That's how I started. Then I got booked and shit. When I got booked, they had studio shits, programs and shit too. For me. That's why I really started recording. Like, it wasn't the best sound and quality and shit, but it was better than me recording on my phone.
Gotcha.
And then I started like that. And then for me, I had got into I forgot which one I got into first. I think it was Carnegie Hall.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, I think it was Carnegie Hall. I did some shit at Carnegie Hall and shit.
Like a live performance.
Yeah.
Oh wow. What
Matter
was
of
that
fact, I ain't gonna lie, this nigga Nas Blixky, gangster nigga Nas Blixky was there and shit too. He was in Juv3nil3 and shit, like for me. But they had programs and shit, like, but you really had to like be on that, like to get in that shit, like you really had to rehearse and do all that. Like it was really mad. I ain't gonna lie, like being in Juv3nil3, I done got into mad good shit. Like I ain't gonna lie, like gangster and just being who I am though. So I ain't gonna lie, you ain't gonna be an asshole and get into places like that. Like for me, I ain't gonna lie. But word, I got into Carnegie Hall, and then like a year after, I was like 15 too, 16, gangster. And then the year after that, I had got into Radio City Hall in the Madison Garden shit. I performed there. I had Run DMC and shit like that. He was the one who was prepping me and like for the whole show. So I was doing mad practices and shit like that, like gangster. And it's crazy because for the Radio City shit, I couldn't curse.
Okay.
So my track, like I couldn't curse. Like,
it was clean.
They had to be clean.
Yeah.
Gangster. But I did that shit, gangster. I did that shit.
Wow. So at that time, I know you said, like, just rewinding, you said Nas Blixky was in there. Did y'all speak or it was kind of like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hell yeah. Like,
so does he remember that he seen you in it?
Hell yeah.
Oh.
I got a picture and all that shit, gangster.
Oh, okay. You see, now that makes a lot of sense, too, because everybody's always like, how Nas Blixky and Tutu is cool with USGs and you and this and that.
Yeah, he definitely know me, like, and it was like, for me, because I don't know, for me, but at that type of time, at that time, it was like, for me, 260, and for me, like, for me, they was together.
They was together at that time,
At that time, so it was different, you feel me, like, because it's a lot of niggas I was booked with, niggas that know me. Like, I was booked with a couple niggas that was really factors, like that rap and shit, gangster, like folk niggas, like old type of niggas, bro. Like,
you gotta say who though, who?
Who?
Yeah.
Nigga, Jaydee was in fucking Juv3nil3, you know, like, fucking, my son Siggy Sav, for me, my son, I don't know if you really know him and shit, but my son Mikey and shit, that's my son, Chef G and them mans and shit like that.
Okay.
For me, I was booked with a couple niggas though, bro. I was booked with a couple niggas, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Crazy. That's crazy. But no, shout out to you, man, doing all that shit so young. Like, going through that experience, is it that moment where you like, yo, this shit could actually happen for me?
Nah, hell yeah. Like, when I got into the Carnegie Hall shit, like, it was calm. Like, for me, it wasn't all that. But when I did the Radio City shit, I ain't gonna lie, like, it was mad roles, like, mad people. Like, not when I performed, it was mad people. But like when I was rehearsing and shit like that, I'm just looking like, and they keep telling us like every performance, like, y'all gotta get it together. Like the days coming closer, it's gonna be this many people here. And I'm just looking at the seats and shit. Like, there's really mad seats and shit. Like, and this is my real first time ever performing in my life ever. Like, I performed before, but not in front of this many people. Like, gangster. So it was like different and shit. And it's like the day of when I did perform and shit, like my family was in the first row. So it's like I'm performing it, but I ain't gonna lie, I did good. I'm performing, and it's like my moms and my grandmother, everybody in the front row just screaming and shit. Like, I'm like, nah, like screaming my God, all type of shit. But it was lit though. Like, it was a good experience. I ain't gonna lie. Like, no funny. I'm tight because I was still booked during that time. You feel me? Like, I was still in Juvenile during that time, but they just let me, like, you feel me? They let me go to that shit to perform and shit like that. I was still booked, and I ended up just, like, doing a little dumb shit while I was still booked, added on time and shit. So it was like, I fucked up my opportunity for that shit because that was fucking with me. Wow. And it's crazy because when I came home, like, probably, like, a year and a half or two, one of my sons that was performed too. He played guitars and he sing and shit like that. Yeah, and then he got signed to Neo and shit. So I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I knew I got, for me, and I'm not knocking nobody hustle. Everybody got talent. Like, everybody talent should be out there. But I'm like, damn. Like, if my dumb ass wasn't so stupid, I would have never fucked up my opportunity to get signed or some shit like that. You feel me? But word, that shit was a big opportunity for me.
Nah, that's what's up. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So, doing that, you know what I'm saying? You say you perform here at Carnegie Hall. You perform at Radio Hall. All that. You go, you stay there. I guess they add on time. You come home. You see dude get signed, whatever the case may be. Now, when you get back home, are you hitting the studios and stuff?
Nah, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Once I came home, I came home to a bag and shit, so it was like, I just got straight onto the music. Gangsta, once I came home, I got straight onto the music, and I had...
No, you say you came home to a bag? What you...
Yeah, I came home to some bag money. Came home to some bread, so...
How, like, were you just...
Huh?
You mean when you came home, you started doing something to get bread, or you had a lawsuit or something? Like, how you...
Nah, like, when I came home, like, basically... When I came home in the juvenile shit, like, they had programs and shit. Where you could earn money and shit like that.
Gotcha.
So I was doing shit like that. But I was doing it OD, like, for me, like, I was really, like, when I was in that shit, bro, I was really learning, like, for me, I was getting bros and all that shit, but majority, like, I was really learning, like, I was really respected in here, like, so it was like, I was at every program, whatever program that had money involved or a studio thing or music, anything that I liked as a hobby, like even basketball. I was playing tournaments, all type of shit. I came home and shit. I was heavy on the music. My son Mulati started getting on the music shit too. And that's when you said you heard that Fools Talk shit with me. Free my son Get Back and shit. Or my son Get Back be on the music shit too. And he be home soon too, back on that music shit too. So gangsta, but we made that song. And it's like, before we made that song, like, he was like one of my supporters, like one of my biggest supporters, like making sure I was really on that music shit, like making sure I'm going to school, all that. So it was like when we made that song, and it was like he was already known, you feel me? Like, he'd go to school, some got mad bitches, you feel me? Like, he get the bag, he fly, you feel me? Like, gangster. So it was like he was already lit, you feel me? So him doing music only made him litter, you feel me? Gangster.
Gotcha.
So it was like when he passed and shit, that shit got me tight, cause it's like my son had so much shit. Like, he was like, it was so much shit. He was waiting, like, he was definitely like just waiting, bro. He was just waiting for the right moment, like, to just drop music. Yeah, you feel me? Like, and it's crazy cause that shit got me tight, cause the next song that we was gonna drop was with me, him, and my son Scat. You feel me? It's on Apple Music and all that shit. It's called the Three Stooges and shit. We was gonna do that shit. But word, and it's like he had mad other songs though. like with RPT, D-Thing and them too. So it was like he was really going crazy. Like he was really locked in, like in the stool, like, and that shit, that ass, like it reminded me of me when I really first got home and gangster. I was really in the stool, like really in the stool every weekend, gangster. So it was like that shit had me tight.
Damn.
Like right now, I ain't gonna lie, I'm working on releasing, like trying to mix and master, make a EP or album for my son.
Okay.
With all his music, all his
Gotcha.
unreleased music and shit,
Yeah.
and just have his family make a like his mom used to have a email, so that shit could just, all the bread they generate from that shit just go straight to them.
Yeah. Nah, that's fire,
fire.
man. Like
Okay.
you know, there's so many people that pass, and to hear you say that, like, yo, trying to kind of keep his name alive like that and getting his family involved, I respect that, for real. I really do. Word.
Word.
And it's to hear you say he had music that was gonna come out with D-Thing and so much more shit. It's like, damn, bro. Like, you know, I question this. You know, is it difficult? And the reason I say this is because we see this happen so many times. We seen this shit happen with the Bronx. Like, niggas get this close and then either lose their life or get
lose their
locked
freedom.
up. Like, how hard is it to leave the street shit alone when you have music as an outlet? Is it really that hard? Because for us, we looking at it like, my nigga, you about to be a millionaire. Like, leave that bullshit alone. But it happens so often. I want to know, like, is it just hard to get out? Is it just you so wrapped up in it that you can't, or is it that you don't have the finances to get out, so you get caught up in the bullshit anyway? What would you think? What would you say it is?
I mean, it's mad. For me, it's mad shit. Like, it's either fucking, I don't know, like, it's mad shit. Like, either you don't got the finances,
Yeah,
or you just don't take it serious. You feel me? Or I don't know, like.
So Lottie, he trying to make a album for.
For me, really,
Mix and
like,
match
I ain't
your
gonna
shit.
lie, like, in my shoes and shit like that, bro, like,
yeah.
I take this music shit serious, you feel me? Like, my grandmother really, like, she look at this shit like, this shit gonna take us out, you feel me? So I take this shit serious, gangster. So, but in other people, it could be different cases, you feel me? Because everybody got their own different story, you feel me? Everybody got their own different struggles and shit. But in my case, you feel me? Like, nah, like, if you really got shit going on for yourself, like, you really proactive, like, you productive, you doing shit, like, and you got people around you that got good intentions for you, nah. Some people be having people that don't give a fuck about them. They just give a fuck about themselves. They see, oh, this nigga about to get lit. I'm about to just tag along with this nigga because he about to be lit in a couple months or some shit. Or he get mad views and shit like that. Like, for me, everybody got their own intentions. Like, you just gotta know. Or you gotta, for me, try to know. Try to see if you gonna have them around you. You can't just have people around you just to have them around you if you know you lit or you about to be lit. Like, and you know your worth. Gangster.
Gangster. You smart of all the drill kids I see get interviewed. Hope you go far. Not for real.